Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome, Chris, back with another Fragrantic timeline episode. If you could read my handwriting there, it says 1989. Somebody said a friend of mine said I should replace these weird bits of paper, but you know, adds a personal touch to it. 1989, I was only turning 17, and it was a major year over here in Europe because the Berlin Wall came down in the autumn of that year, meaning that West Germany, where I'm actually from, and Eastern Germany, they started to merge and then became one year later after that. And also, well, I remember the Scorpions had this horrible hit, Wind of Change around at the time, but Guns N' Roses was big as well. Phil Collins came out with this But Seriously album, and the Batman movie was out with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson and Kim Basinger. My goodness, what a movie, great, and with Prince's soundtrack to the movie, so it was the Born on 4th of July came out that year as well, so it was a quite memorable year. I think George, the older George Bush, got into office in January 1989 as President of the United States of America. So it was a busy year, and obviously lots of change happening in the world. And in regards to fragrances, I regard this really as one of the most productive and innovative and creative part of the recent fragrance industry, because the years 89, 1991 saw amazing stuff coming out. And there's a few honorable mentions that I want to really mention or show to you. One of them is being Tiffany for Men. Like, it's a fantastic fragrance. It's really, really amazing. A classy one, a freshy, classy, very sophisticated fragrance that came out in 1989, and it's a true eternal classic. Tiffany for Men, really adore this fragrance. One of my honorable mentions today, or the other one coming from Italy, called Biagiotti Uomo. It's in here. Gotta get it out. Biagiotti Uomo in its box. I love this fragrance. This is a mini, obviously. I have a good few minis, and this fragrance was just such a nice, sophisticated Italian spiciness about it that you just gotta adore. Biagiotti Uomo, Laura Biagiotti, the great lady Laura Biagiotti. I think she died this year. I think this may be her first fragrance for men at the time. It was fantastic. Laura Biagiotti, Biagiotti Uomo, another honorable mention. Also Tsar, Van Cleef & Arpels. I mean, an eternal classic, still around today. Fantastic. Like, this is a really heavy hitter, right? It's more like came out in the 70s, but the year was 1989. Another soapy beauty, soapy oak moss, Alfred Sung Poem, right? This Canadian designer, if I'm not mistaken, Alfred Sung, with this very much Irish soap or Irish spring soap type of feeling here. Great purple juice. Azzaro came out with another honorable mention with Acteur, this fantastic rose fragrance, right? Great rose from the house of Loris Azzaro. Acteur means the actor, obviously. And Elizabeth Taylor, the great late Elizabeth Taylor, came out with Passion for Men. This is a fantastic fragrance. It's just so gorgeous, this thing. It's unbelievable. I really, really love this fragrance. Such a smooth, sophisticated juice that, it never fails to impress, and it gathers lots of compliments. Passion for Men from Liz Taylor. And there's obviously my top three, ladies and gentlemen, for this year, and it's very difficult to put them into any kind of order, so I won't, actually. I decided not to. One of them is Boss Spirit. Boss at the time came out with this fantastic fragrance, and there's a little bit of a inlay in there, so you can see, the bottle, and there's a description to it, about the range, in all sorts of languages. This is so nice, such a nice detail, right? This is how Hugo Boss at the time, and even this smells of the fragrance. This is how Hugo Boss at the time came out, you know, with quality. The juice itself is what I call 80s sunshine bottled. 80s sunshine bottle. It's a spicy, glorious, golden, bright feeling of just bright spices. Again, 80s sunshine bottled. Boss Spirit from 1989, a true and utter masterpiece, along with elements that, for me, the best Boss fragrances ever released. And it's gone. It's such a shame. This fragrance was really a fantastic release in 1989. Also, in 1989, a fragrance from the House of Montana appeared called Parfum D'Homme. And I reviewed this in New York recently. This is an amazing tower of a fragrance, right? It comes in a red box, and it's flowery, spicy tobacco bomb. Like this, like, you know, if Spice Bomb is called Spice Bomb today, there's nothing compared to this juice. This is just much more well blended and much more sophisticated, and the performance is just stunning. A total, utter masterpiece from 1989 from the House of Montana, Parfum D'Homme. It's very much, if I should pick a fragrance that it's similar to, I usually don't like these type of comparisons, but in this time it's really obvious that Havana by Aramis and Havana Reserva by Aramis are very close to this fragrance, but I think this one is superior, even though I love Havana as well. So Montana Parfum D'Homme, a total utter masterpiece, and within my top 3 of the year of 1989. What a magical year that was. I love this juice, truly love this juice. And another one that has totally disappeared, just like Boss Spirit, is a fantastic release from the house of Jill Sander. And it was called Feeling Man. I have this mini of it. I have another, so I used it also. This is probably again, it's very hard to put into words, this fragrance. It is just so well blended, and I was in one of my favorite shops that sells rare, hard to find and discontinued fragrances, and the shopkeeper there said, or the assistant there, she said that, you know, this is the most sought after fragrance of all designers. People continuously ask her if this is still available. This is very smooth, spicy in a tender way, woody, spicy, but fresh at the same time. This is something that is so extremely well blended. It's like a melody that nobody dares even not to like, because it's just so well done. It's like a song that everybody sings, yet it never becomes cheesy, you know? Like it could be a crowd pleaser if it would be still around, I could say that, but since it's discontinued, it was not a crowd pleaser for some reason, yet everybody's looking for it now, so it's kind of weird. What I know is a totally high quality juice. I will review this separately as well, but Feeling Man from Jill Sander is an absolute stunner, and along with Parfum D'Homme from Montana and Boss Spirit, obviously in my top 3 from this particular decade, from this particular year, 1989. What a tremendous year. But all the others as well. I mean, and again, if you look it up anywhere, there were very much fewer releases in the year like there is now. But look at what quality came out. Look at all these amazing juices here. Like it's just stunning what everything, you know, came out those days. You know, it's just, you know, it's amazing the stuff that they put out. So sometimes less is more. That is totally true for 1989. There was much less out there from the designers, but the quality was much, much, much better. And some are still around, some are not anymore. I forgot here our little friend Tiffany. But you know, I truly miss them, and this is why I adore them, and I'm happy to have them still around me. If you have a chance as a collector, go and get them, find them. It's worth it. So thanks very much for watching. That was the year of 1989, a totally memorable year in terms of history, music, movies, as well as fragrances. Fragrances of this year, and particularly of this time, around this time, the turn of the end of the 80s, the start of the 90s, was just probably the best time for fragrances, in my opinion, my very humble opinion. Take care and see you soon for another review. Bye.